Hello noble ones, welcome back to my channel. This is the Metatron speaking. As you can see, today we've got a little rant because I'm really annoyed by something that I've seen on TV series and Hollywood concerning gun use. So let's get to it. Okay, so in the last couple of days I've been really busy working hard on my next coming video, which is going to be a video about ancient Japanese warfare. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it. But a couple of days ago I was a little tired, so I decided to give myself a break and have some time for myself. And of course I spent that time on Netflix because I'm freaking addicted to the thing. And I was watching these TV series. To be specific, I was watching Ascension, very good TV series by the way, sci-fi, and also another TV series which is called Continuum, about I think she's like a modern police officer who goes back in time. It's really interesting. Anyhow, something that really annoys me and I decided to talk about in this video is the fact that the way how heroes and villains alike use guns in films, because it really drives me nuts. It makes absolutely no sense. They've been doing this for a really long time and I think they should stop. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about close range usage of guns and the way people using guns lose their guns because they use them from too close of a distance and their enemy manages to disarm them. Now, I've got nothing against disarming techniques. I know that they can be done. The problem is that in order for them to work, you need to be really close. And each weapon has a optimal combat distance. This is something that you're not even taught when you train with weapons. It's something that you understand immediately, pick it up by yourself when you wield the weapon. Now, as you can see, today we've got a little bit of a strange setup. I've never used this kind of background, but the reason why I've chosen this kind of strange and weird setup is because I need a little bit of space, room, in order to show you some of the things and improve some of the points I wanted to prove today. So please bear with me for a second. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of the clips that really made me angry. Let's just check them out really quickly.
You're under arrest.
If history is changed, their plan to corrupt.
I actually thought I could make a difference.
Okay, so as you could see, it's absolutely moronic that they get so close with a weapon. They all do that. Now you've got these people coming towards you and you've got a gun, and what do? You just stand there, stop, don't come any closer, and they just take the gun from you. Now, this really drives me nuts because most of these cases, in most of these scenarios, of course you can have the occasional person who has never handled a gun, just found a gun on the ground, and he's trying to use it perhaps, and he doesn't know how to use it, perhaps a young teenager, criminal, whatever. You do have these situations where it could actually make sense, but in most of these cases, we're talking about trained people. You know, we're talking about police officers, CIA agents, FBI, military, ex-military, war veterans, but they all behave like a freaking mincer. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, I know that some people are bothered when they see the actual microphone, but I'm sorry, this is what I have to work with. So, indulge me, please. Okay, so I've got a sword, okay? Now, a sword is a mid-range weapon, so it's quite good at mid-range, but you can also use it for close quarter situation, a fight, half sword, for example, etc. Now, I myself tend to prefer to use a sword from a mid-range distance. So let's say that this man here is coming towards me. I've got a sword, I want to defend myself. I'm going to keep the distance that I find optimal, and then I will try to strike and counter before he comes too close, because I always want to get to an angle that most likely he's not going to be able to retaliate if possible, whether I use a stab or whether I use an actual cut. So I tell him, go away. He doesn't. He tries to attack me. I'm going to hit him. Now, a gladius is definitely a shorter range weapon. So with a gladius there are some things that I can't do that I did just a minute ago with a sword because of an actual range situation. So I do need to either get closer and then step away, or just fight in a closer range situation and make sure I can reach him, making sure that I also protect myself. Similar thing with a katana than the sword before. Now, let's say you've got a spear. With a spear, the situation is different because I have more range, and that is my advantage. I don't want to lose that advantage, so I need to make sure that I can keep this distance. So, let's just open the door. Okay, so what I'm going to do, if he's too close and I feel that he can try and grab my weapon, what is the most natural, instinctive move that you're going to do? You're going to step back. Because from here, if I've got a powered weapon and he hasn't, he can't attack me, but I can freaking attack him. If we get too close, this might become awkward for me. I can still do things, but as I said, he could grab and we wouldn't need to wrestle. You want a close range combat weapon, it's a freaking knife. Now with this, of course, I need to fight from a closer situation, and consider that I myself tend to prefer this grip here, then I need to be even closer. So, coming back to the actual gun and what they do in these films. Well, I don't have a gun, unfortunately. I do have a matchlock type arquebus, mind you, but I don't have a gun yet. So you will have to use your imagination here. I'm just going to use the first object I found in my mind. Just bear with me for a second. Let's say I've got a gun, okay, and I'm pointing this at my enemy. I know he's coming towards me. I know he wants to hurt me, like in most of these films anyways. Occasionally you have like the police officer who's not really sure whether the person who's coming towards him has got a weapon, but consider that if I tell you, even as a police officer, if I told you to stop because I'm in a situation that I'm actually trying to arrest someone and you're coming towards me and you are threatening me, I tell you 3 times, on the 4th time I'm going to shoot. So, very similar situation here, but in most of these films it's even worse. You know that the person you've got in front is a freaking villain. He's evil, he's been killing a lot of people, he's an established criminal. So what you do, I'm pointing the gun and I'm telling you, freeze there or I'm going to shoot. You're not going to stop, I'm going to shoot. But if I don't want to shoot for whatever reason, I don't know what the reason is. Let's say that there is a reason that I don't want to shoot. What the first natural thing to do, again, is to back up so I keep the distance. I don't want you to come closer. So again, I back up once. You can't keep on coming closer. I back up again. If you still keep coming closer, then it's quite obvious that you want to take my gun. I'm going to aim at the legs and I'm going to shoot. So you don't move. You stop moving and then I'm going to arrest you. Why don't they do this? They get so close. They're like, I'm going to kill you. Or even worse, when they do this, stop, I'm going to kill you. They come towards him and they kind of point the gun at this, like, ridiculous distance, and then you've got all your little moves and stuff, and then they lose the gun, of course, because everyone in the planet is able to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if a school kid could do that, considering that everyone in films makes it very easy to do. It's not an easy thing to do. You need to be really, really good at it. You need to have practiced it many times to disarm a person, and you need to be incredibly cold-blooded, because if your hands tremble or you are scared, you might mess up, because you need to be really quick. If you're not quick and I just do this, you're dead. Okay. So again, it's not an easy thing to do. It can be done if you are martially trained, but the person holding the gun, if he's a freaking trained person, soldier, veteran, police officer, CIA, FBI, very simple thing. Back up. Now that I've got all that out of my system, I feel significantly better. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and remember, the Metatron has spread his wings. Goodbye.